On the news, Senate congratulates President Bola Tinubu on his emergence as chairman ECOWAS.
With all Nigerians and allies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on this great honor and privilege, position of chairman of ECOWAS clinched by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
House receives President Tinubu's request to spend 500 billion naira on fuel subsidy removal palliatives.
The request has become necessary in order to, among other things, source for funds necessary to provide palliatives to mitigate the effect of the recent removal of fuel subsidy on Nigerians.
Plus, Lagos State House of Assembly renew calls for state police.
As a matter of urgency, begin constitutional amendment process that will create states or allow state police in all the states of the Federation.
Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Abdullahi Aminu. The Chief of Defense Staff nominee, Major General Christopher Musa, and the 3 other officers nominated as service chiefs have appeared before the Senate for screening, which is being held behind closed doors. They briefed the Senate on their career progression and pledged to meet national expectations of ensuring security and defending the nation's territorial integrity when confirmed.
The armed forces shall continue to serve the Nigerian people dutifully and in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and other extant provisions of the laws of the Federation.
President of the Senate had, at the commencement of the plenary, read executive communications, the first of which he seeks approval of an $800 million loan facility from the World Bank to fund social safety net program.
You may also wish to note that the purpose of the facility is to expand coverage of shock-responsive safety net support for the poor and vulnerable Nigerians and to help them cope with the cost of meeting basic needs. You may further wish to note that under the conditional cash transfer window of the program, the federal government of Nigeria will transfer the sum of 8,000 naira per month to 12 million poor and low-income households for a period of 6 months.
The President also seeks Senate approval to amend the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Act by extracting 500 billion naira out of the 819 billion naira for the provision of palliatives to cushion the effects of subsidy removal. The emergence of President Bola Tinubu as chairman of the Economic Community of West African States was the wisest decision of the bloc, as it will lead to shared economic prosperity and enhance peaceful coexistence in the sub-region. These were views expressed when Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, raised a motion jointly sponsored by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and the entire Senate on this feat. In a joyful mood, senators congratulate President Bola Tinubu on assuming the chairmanship of the regional body. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali tells us more on this and others.
It was a reign of accolades as members of the Nigerian Senate celebrate the #1 citizen, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for clinching the position of chairman of ECOWAS in his first outing. The lawmakers see it as an opportunity to further consolidate the place of Nigeria as the largest economy in Africa and home to more than half of the population in the sub-region.
It further renews the hope of all Nigerians that yes, indeed, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will bring good tidings to all.
Felicitate with all Nigerians and allies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on this great honor and privilege, position of chairman of ECOWAS clinched by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And for us, security, infrastructural development, and these are some of the issues that Mr. President himself has championed before and has promised to champion.
I believe that President Tinubu will use this opportunity also to bring favorable conditions that can enhance free trade.
After celebrating the president, Senate Chief Whip drew the attention of his colleagues to perceived disparity in the distribution of loans by the Development Bank of Nigeria to the 6 geopolitical zones. He called on the Senate to revisit the matter, which was investigated by the 9th Senate.
The bank's annual integrated statutory report of 2021 obtained on 13 July 2022 from the organization's website showed that the bank disbursed a loan worth about $500 billion, out of which only 17% went to the 19 states of northern Nigeria.
Loans are not given to communities. Rather, communities apply for loan. So nobody should say that Lagos have the largest number of this loan.
Facilities exist in state capitals and they are denied in rural areas. We sermonize about the danger of rural-urban migration. When you don't educate those who need to be educated, those who are afraid of borrowing, it is the duty of the state to educate them on the benefit of borrowing, that is not a sin.
Senate urged authorities to do something about the state of Benin Auchi-Lokoja Road and to also pay attention to Nigeria's rail projects.
Effects utilization of these rail projects can contribute significantly to the reduction of traffic, congestion, environmental pollution, traffic time, and generating revenue.
Senate has set up an ad hoc committee to investigate alleged corrupt practices in the payment of university staff under the Integrated Personnel Payroll and Information System, IPPIS. The Chairman Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Adeyemi Adaramodu, engaged the Senate Press Corps and assured members of robust working relationship from the National Assembly. Lami Ali, NTA News.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says Nigeria will benefit from the experience of Turkey to build defense infrastructure and technology to tackle challenges of security. He said this while hosting the ambassador of Turkey to Nigeria, Hidayet Bayraktar. Collaboration and cooperation in the defense and other sectors like health, he added, will further deepen existing relationship between the two countries, both Nigeria and Turkey.
Nigeria stands to gain a lot from the renaissance that has occurred in Turkey in the last few years, particularly in the area of manufacturing and development, infrastructure, engineering. Today, Turkey is one of the countries in the world making drones for warfare.
Our relations between the two countries is, wonderful, and one of my main objectives over here is to deepen and strengthen the relations that we have between our two countries. We have the same challenges: terrorism, both Turkey and insurgency and terrorism. These are the two things that, one of the things that Turkey and both Nigeria, is fighting for. And we're ready to help Nigeria, assist Nigeria in any way. We are already doing this, but our leadership in Turkey is ready to strengthen these relations as much as possible.
Mr. Bayraktar said improving parliamentary relationship between Nigeria and Turkey is key for enhanced relationship. Nigerians seeking palliatives for fuel subsidy removal may soon have cause to smile, as the House of Representatives has received a request from the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu proposing an amendment to spend 500 billion naira from the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Act. The President, in a letter to the House of Representatives read at Wednesday's plenary by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, is seeking approval of the Green Chamber to use the requested funds for the provision of palliatives to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians. National Assembly correspondent Mitairi Ekpen reports.
The President's request for approval of funds to provide palliatives is coming amidst growing advocacy to ameliorate the effect of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians.
The request has become necessary in order to, among other things, source for funds necessary to provide palliatives to mitigate the effect of the recent removal of fuel subsidy on Nigerians. Thus, the sum of 500 billion naira only has been extracted from the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Act of 819 billion 536 million 937,815 naira only.
The Speaker slated Thursday's plenary for consideration of the President's request. There were separate motions urging the House to beam its searchlight on the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, as well as crude oil theft in the country.
The need to investigate alleged fictitious contract awards, gross mismanagement of billions of naira, and lopsided placement of directors by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA.
In just 2021 alone, Nigeria lost over $4 billion to oil theft at the rate of 200,000 barrels per day.
The validity period of JAMB results was also in focus to address the backlog of candidates seeking admission into tertiary institutions.
To urge the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board to rethink and allow its results to be valid for 3 years.
The House has also resolved to intervene and prevent the plan by Nigeria's Super Falcons to boycott the 2023 Women's World Cup.
I urge the Nigerian Football Federation to pay previous match bonuses and allowances owed the Super Falcons.
To invite the Football Federation and the relevant stakeholders to appear before an ad hoc committee set up in the next legislative day, which is tomorrow, due to the urgency of the football tournament, which starts on the 20th of this month.
34 bills passed first reading at Wednesday's plenary, including the Companies and Allied Matters Act Amendment Bill 2023 and the National Ecological Fund Management Agency Establishment Bill 2023. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
We will be back after this break. Don't go away. The task of leading the state legislature requires humility, diligence, and unity of purpose to deliver quality legislation. Governor of Delta State, Sharif Oborevori, gave these pointers at the induction of speakers of state assemblies. Vivian Idepefo reports.
The legislature, as the voice of the people, is vested with the responsibility of lawmaking, oversight, and representation as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution as amended. Speakers from the 36 state houses of assembly who preside over these legislative functions are gathered here to share experience, receive tips on quality leadership, and agree on mechanisms for sustaining the gains achieved by the legislature at state level.
They're one of the main conduits by which people can express their ambitions and have them respected and taken into account by their politicians.
Speaker's seat is the most hottest seat. It's a seat that you have a lot of interest to serve. So I call on them, especially the new speakers, to be humble, to take their members along with whatever they do, and to try and strike a balance between the executive and the legislature.
Delta State Governor, who is reputed to be the longest-serving Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, had words of wisdom for his colleagues.
I made it a priority to understand and internalize the policies and programs of government to be able to properly scrutinize their budget, ascertain judicious resource allocation, and monitor implementation. And encourage every speaker to do same because it promotes the principle of checks and balances as envisaged by the Constitution.
The induction featured technical sessions behind closed doors. Vivian Itekwefo, NTA News.
The Lagos State House of Assembly has again called on the National Assembly to see the need for a constitutional amendment with a view to create state police in the country. This was the resolution of the House at its first plenary since the inauguration of the 10th Assembly. Musa Toliet has the details.
Motion on security and the need for state police was moved by the Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, and unanimously adopted as the resolution of the House. The lawmakers noted that criminality and organized crimes have continued to pose challenges to socioeconomic well-being in some parts of the country. Hence, the need for the constitutional amendment to accommodate the creation of state police cannot be wished away.
When there's traffic, you see people are looking up and down, people roll up their glasses if you don't have ACs and all that. The need to have more security apparatus in terms of personnel is very important. People must feel safe, even when they travel at night or when they move from one place to another.
Just because Lagos is functional, Lagos is also funding security. But whatever happens to our people outside here should also be a great concern to us.
Our police are doing wonderfully well, but I can only give what they have. The number of personnel we have in the country is not enough to police the entire subnational. So it is important that each subnational have their own police force controlled by their governor to be able to police their various states. Centralizing it is not going to. And we're happy. During the country is seeing this. Recently, railway has been devolved. Electricity is also devolved. This is another one that we are asking to be devolved.
Lagos, with a population of over 24 million people, have less than 200,000 policemen. That's the truth. And the United Nations have a particular recommendation for the citizen to police number. We don't adhere to that in this country. So we need the states to take charge of their policing. All over the world, we have state police, we have local government police, we have national police. So why are we different in Nigeria?
Speaker Obasa submits that given the opportunity to establish state police, the consistent investment made on Nigerian police by the state government can readily sustain state-run security architecture.
We are calling on the National Assembly, the Senate President, and the Speaker of House of Reps to, as a matter of urgency, begin constitutional amendment process that will create states or allow state police in all the states of the Federation. And in the same manner, we call on Mr. Governor, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, to also continue to equip neighborhood safety corps and encourage them by enhancing their capacity to improve on security intelligence gathering. So this is going to be our submission on this motion. All in favor say aye. Those against nay, the ayes have it.
He thereafter directed the clerk of the assembly to send congratulatory message to President Tinubu on his recent appointment as the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
The Cross River State House of Assembly is calling on the state government to take urgent measures to fight the incessant cases of cult activities, kidnapping, and other forms of criminalities in Calabar South local government and its environs. Oduak Etim reports that this was the resolution of the House after deliberations on the matter at plenary.
The increasing rate of insecurity in some parts of Cross River State, particularly Calabar South and its environs, has become worrisome. Its activities such as kidnapping, cultism, piracy and militancy in the waterways have put travelers in fear and fishermen whose businesses are also affected. This issue of insecurity was deliberated at the Cross River State House of Assembly during plenary, as the motion calling on the state government to adopt adequate measures to curb the menace was moved by member representing Calabar South State Constituency, Victor Nsa, and the motion was also supported by other members of the House.
I rise to move a motion calling on the State Security Advisor to the governor to adopt adequate measures to curb the menace of military in Calabar. The Calabar has become a place whereby people there that living there cannot even sleep with their two eyes closed. It's a problem to us. I must say that while we are calling on security agencies to help the people of Calabar South, we must also take note that security is everybody's business.
Inasmuch as security remains the responsibility of government, the House emphasized the need for citizens to give necessary information to security agencies and government for effective policing.
Calling on state government to be proactive security-wise.
The Speaker also informed that the resolutions of the House will be sent to the Executive for necessary action. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
The Borno State House of Assembly has received a report of an ad hoc committee that recently screened caretaker committee chairmen for the 27 local government councils in the state. Kaigama Mustapha reports.
Chairman of the ad hoc committee on screening, who is the member representing Kala Balge Dige Mohammed, presented the report to the House for deliberation. Thereafter, the House leader moved a motion for the House to dissolve into a committee that will consider the report submitted. The motion was seconded by Baba Ali Modu, member representing Mafa, who is also chief whip of the House.
I am the chairman of this committee, and may I today report of ad hoc committee on screening of nominees for appointment as caretaker chairman or management committee of 27 local government areas in the Borno State. Consider the report.
Second the motion.
Let me second the motion moved by the leader of the House of the House to resolve and send it to the committee of the House to consider.
In the committee of the whole, the House confirmed the appointment of the 24 local government caretaker committee chairman nominees, where leader of the House, Dige Mohammed, moved a motion for their confirmation and was seconded by Mohammed Gambomi Marte, member representing Marte.
The 24 nominees being screened and submitted for confirmation by this Honorable House. I move that we have to approve the same. So I vote.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Mohammed Gambomi Marte, Honorable member representing Marte constituency. I rise to second the motion moved by the leader of the House to confirm the 24 screen caretaker chairman of 24 local government.
The Speaker, Abdul Karim Lawan, said caretaker committee chairman nominees who did not appear before the committee, notably that of Shani Professor Jibril Dival, Kala Balgeza Najabu, and Ali Audu Damasak, will be considered in subsequent sittings.
Following nominees did not appear before the committee for screening exercise. That is one, Ali Audu Damasak, member of local government. 2, Alhaji Zanna Jabu, Kalabagi local government. 3, Professor Jibril Dival, Shani local government.
He said the committee of the whole recommend training and retraining for local government staff and their budget be forwarded to the House for passage. In the meantime, the House has approved the list of 4 councillors each for the 27 local government councils in the state, where the leader of the House moved for the adoption and was seconded by Audu Mustapha, member representing Magumeri constituency.
Abadam local government, Ngubdo Kao Mohammed, vice chairman. Kakamalam Abba, councillor. Shetima Kur Abba, councillor. Alhaji Modu Tuja, councillor.
The sitting was adjourned to 27 July 2023. In Maiduguri, Kaigama Mustapha, NTA News.
The National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies is pleased to announce that the official Twitter account of the institute at News Nigeria recently verified by Twitter. This verification badge serves as a mark of authenticity and confirms that the account represents the official presence of the platform. News is excited about this achievement and the opportunities it brings to enhanced communication and engagement with stakeholders. We encourage you to follow our verified office Twitter account at News Nigeria and actively engage with its contents. By doing so, you will stay connected. The latest updates, news, and announcements from the Institute. That is the end of the news, but remember, you can still watch the news and other programs of the NTA Parliament on the social media handles scrolling on your screen. I am Abdullahi Aminu saying good evening.